Hello. Little Ling, what's going on over on Twitch? How you doing? I just looked. I don't know why the follow age command isn't working. It should be. But you've been following since March 14th, 2024. So just over a year. I apologize about that. I hope you're doing well. There's Dewan. Dewan, I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize. I'm terrible with names. How you doing? How are y'all doing? They're departing runway 20 and 11. Sweet. I can guarantee we will take one of those runways. I don't know which one yet, but we'll figure it out. How y'all doing? So this stream was supposed to be 13 hours ago. But I slept through the stream time. Whoops. So we're doing it now. Just one flight from New Orleans up to Dallas, and then that'll be the end of the stream. It's gonna be a short one. But it is the middle of the work week for me. And I like to sleep. Arby, how you doing? Hope you're all doing good. I apologize over on the YouTube side for the confusion with having it scheduled for 8 this morning and then nothing happening all day until about 15 minutes ago when I updated it to 9:15 tonight. I apologize about that. Turns out I can't really edit the stream time on my phone. At least I couldn't figure out how to do it. So, whoops. I apologize. But we are here at New Orleans. We're going to fly up to Dallas-Fort Worth. See if the DFW scenery is any better with the city update 10. We'll check and see. I don't know. Considering how long it took to get an update, 5 years. I don't know what we're going to find when we get up there, but we're... Look, optimistic. I don't want to spend $30 on who even made the scenery for DFW? I can't remember. I don't want to pay $30 for scenery, so I'm hoping that DFW is good now. But with that, let's get things rolling. I know there's been a lot of 737 over the past few days. We're gonna switch things up this weekend. I got the X-Crafts Embraer 135 on X-Plane, so we're going to try that out this weekend at some point. And then we'll get out of the 737 for a little bit, because I know it's been 737 like crazy. But let's get this thing set up. In typical me fashion, I can never remember proper flows to do and everything. Those are aligning. On DC, we should be on ground power. Right? Add discharge. Why is the GPU not connected? Why are the chocks not set? Interesting. That's concerning. We'll get the GPU connected. Alright, GPU's connected. Now. Okay, we should be good. Now everything's aligning. Everything's coming to life the way we want it to be. Perfect. Fetch our sim brief flight plan. We're cruising at 320. Cost index 50. About an hour 20 in the air, give or take, roughly. But what I needed here was that cruise altitude. Excuse me. That cruise altitude. 3:22 a.m. Gee. That is late. I can't stay up that late anymore. Alright. Let's get this set up. Data from SimBrief is good to go. It's going to want us to update our IRS position, which we can do with that. Boom. And then we'll request our company route. Set the payload, set the fuel, select the route. This should get going. Got a little bit of coffee in my tumbler from work, so I'm still sipping on that, and then a root beer. We are very healthy tonight. I have a Walmart order coming as well. Cat litter for the kitty, and some more Dr. Pepper. Alright. We got that loaded. And while that's loading, I'm going to go ahead and get Navigraph up so we can take a peek at our runway options. We have 20 and 11 as our options. We'll see which one we like more. Let's take a look here. New Orleans, the winds are 130 at 8. I'm thinking we take runway 20. It's going to be a shorter runway. Let's just confirm. Real. Oh, let's see. 222 is what this ATIS has as the departure, so we'll take runway 22. Cool. I say 22, I meant 20. Activate the routes. That should be good. Departure, we don't have any SIDs here at New Orleans, I believe. No, we don't even have like a general SID. Okay. We 22, that should work. And then we got AEX to Peanuts, and that's where we'll pick up the arrival into Dallas. It should be the Beery 3 arrival. That should be good. In terms of our payload, our reserves are going to be 2.4 per sim brief, cost index 50. And then our cruise is 320. Cruise winds are 271 at 34. Nice and good. And we'll go ahead and get the APU started up as well. I believe the plane is loaded and ready to go, but in typical American Airlines fashion, we are not ready up front, so slight delay after the 13-hour delay. ALF 4 or ALF 4. How's it going? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. A little tired. It's after work for me. But I am doing all right. I can't complain too much. How are you doing? Get our weather all imported and calculate. Got takeoff 41 and flaps 5. Just takeoff setting, selected temp 41. Then we got flaps 5. Pop our CG over. Then we got 39, 41, 49. 39, 41, 49. We pop those in. That should be good. Just flew out of DFW to LAX. Yeah, it looks like DFW is popping right now. I like it. DFW is one of my favorite airports in the real world, which is something about how gigantic it is, and then you got the sky tram that goes between the terminals. I just love DFW. Unfortunately, it's been a while since we've flown into it in the sim because the scenery was garbage, but hopefully that's fixed. All right, get on the APU power. We need to get this guy set up here. 49, 59, 64 is our V2 plus 15. What got me into VATSIM? Oh man. Back in another era when I was a younger lad in the year 2017. I found, so I've always been into flight sim, but my impression of flight sim up to the point of discovering VATSIM and payware add-ons and everything of that sort was like, you got the planes that come with Flight Simulator X, and you put in the GPS to go direct to the airport you want to go to, and then you just kind of do it. That's what I thought flight sim was. And if that's what you do in flight sim, there's nothing wrong with that either. But in 2017, I came across a little channel on YouTube. It's run by a dude named Matt Davies. And from there I was hooked. So watching Matt Davies, and then eventually that led into discovering the Twitch side of Flight Sim, like Chewy. At that point there was also John Fly was still around, Cats Trader. So all these different streamers got me into it. And that's how I really learned how to do VATSIM, was just from watching other people do it. Yeah, it was way back in the day. Interesting. Sorry, just looking at one thing real quick. Okay. So we're pretty much set up to go. Let's get the squawk in. Auto ATC is giving us 6732. This one. That's the one we want. 6732 or mode C. Let's get Unicom in over here, and I'm gonna grab CTAF. It's 119er. .5. What was that YouTuber's name again? His name was Matt Davies. He unfortunately passed away during COVID. But I feel like in the flight sim community, especially before Misfits 2020 came along, he was an absolute legend within the community. A lot of people either loved him or hated him. There's very little in between. Gonna fly over your home? Oh, heck yeah. Let's see. Currently on VATSIM, it looks like they're coming in from the south. Landing north. Nope. They're landing south. So, yeah. Looks like they're landing south. The 17s and 18s. So let's see what we end up with when we get there. If the winds change, so be it. 3005. Alright, let's get ready for a pushback. Might get those 18 right or left. Yeah. Looks like they're landing south, so we'll plan for that. Okay, it's removing PMDG stuff again, but that's already been removed. Is it calling the stairs to come back? What are you doing, GSX? What you up to? Waiting for other services to complete GPU. So I need to go in and remove this one. Let me click on every option in the EFB except for the one I need. Parking brake set. Remove chocks. Release all vehicles. It's my favorite plane to fly in VATSIM, believe it or not. The McDonnell Douglas MD-80. I was thinking about that. I was getting ready for this flight when I got home from work. It's like I should have flown the MD-80 on this flight. Unfortunately, it's been a couple months since I've used it, and I'm sure I have to update it. I did install it into Misfits 2024, but yeah, I have to update it and then get the sound pack put back into it and everything. It's a little bit involved to get it going, but the MD-80, it's just enough hands-on, but also just enough automated that it just makes for a really fun experience on VATSIM, in my opinion. Aside from that, 737's obviously a good choice. The Phoenix jets, when they work, are fantastic. I've been having issues, which I think might be related to a NVIDIA driver with them, though, where my nav display freezes. The plane works fine aside from that, just the nav display freezes. So, I don't know on that.
Release parking brakes, please.
Probably currently at the moment. I'm really enjoying the 737, but my favorite is the MD-80 to fly on VATSIM. It's unique. It's just plain fun. Alright, I'm gonna pause the music here. So we're gonna push back, nose to the right. Let's jump up here. Everything is looking good for the pushback. Yaw damper can come on. Beacon light can come on.
Release parking brakes.
Yeah, I know.
Commencing push.
Parking brake
All
released.
engines clear. Start at will.
Start engine number 2. What am I missing? Packs are on. Ha ha ha. That'll do it. 18 right, it's a damn good runway next to Founders Plaza. I've never been to Founders Plaza. I want to go. But the last time I was in Dallas, which is probably 8-9 years ago at this point. No, it was 5 years ago. I saw the Qantas A380 fly over, where my dad was living down there. They were departing to the south, so I saw the Qantas A380 fly over, full power, just right after departure. Whoa, what a beautiful plane. They might come back. I hope they do. I will say I have no shame in saying that even though I'm an aviation nerd, right? I still see 747s and A380s flying, and I still think to myself, like, how does something that big get off the ground? Even though I know, like, the physics behind it with the wing design and the airflow, the power of lift can overcome the weight of the aircraft, blah, 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 blah. It's still, like, just insane to see something that big take off and fly.
Please set parking brakes.
Alright, parking brake set. Forgot to set up my honeycomb. Whoops. Speedbird might come back. Is British Airways not flying the A380 into Dallas right now?
Unlocking gear.
Will I ever do a shared cockpit with a subscriber? I won't say no. Currently there's not really a shared cockpit program that I want to use though. They all seem kind of jank. All right, sorry, 1 second. I gotta jump in here and make sure I'm on the right profile, which I'm not. There we go, 737.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
So I'm not necessarily opposed to it.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
There's just not a great program for it in my opinion right now. I know your controls exist, but I feel like your controls is kind of jank. All right. Flaps 5. Flight control check. Pull forward. Pull back. Everything looks good there. Cathay Pacific started flying to DFW. I did see a post on Facebook about that. It's pretty cool. Alright, we'll start that block timer.
You're in traffic Delta 409 taxiing 220 via Hotel Sierra holding 5 to runway 20. You're in traffic.
Whoops, I should have called on CTAF. I hope that guy's not behind me. How do I get my game to look this nice? If you go to the description of the YouTube video, you can see kind of my computer components and parts. I'm using the frame generation, DLSS frame generation, and auto FPS, which allows me to crank settings up and keep frames. But honestly, any flight sim, it's just going to be a freaking mess on your computer. Like, can it run Crysis is not the test anymore. Can it run flight sim is the thing. So spending too much money on computer parts is how I got a decent looking sim. New Orleans traffic, American 2291 taxiing runway 20 via Gulf Hotel. New Orleans traffic. All right, let's get taxiing. Some lights on. And I forgot to turn on the hydraulics. Somebody yell at me. Somebody shame me for not knowing what I'm doing. You can tell I just got off of work about an hour and a half ago. Ugh. All right, now let's go. I'm gonna fly a plane, bro. Come on, bro. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, ALF. Let's see, you got a Ryzen 7 7700. Ryzen 7 7700, that's a pretty decent CPU. 4060 Ti. Trying to think where that lands. I used to have a Ryzen 3700X and a 3070. I was able to get okay frame rates. Like, you gotta keep in mind though, especially I've been around since like the P3D FSX days, where if you were getting 30 FPS, you were getting really good FPS. So when I optimize and set up my settings and everything, I'm aiming for like 35, 40 FPS. I'm not going for 60. I'm not going for anything like that. Because I feel like in a flight sim, it's not the most necessary thing. Everybody goes after their own things though. What you could do is, since you have a 4060, you could try frame generation. But honestly, there's a guy on YouTube named Airline, and he has a few videos about like optimizing settings and stuff like that. Let me get you a link to his channel. This is one of my favorite flight sim YouTubers. I posted that to Twitch. Good job, Keegan. Let's post it to YouTube. There you go. Yeah, I would check out, I would have a look at his channel. He has some good videos on kind of optimizing and
You're in traffic, Delta 409.
getting settings set up and everything.
You're in.
Alright, close that. I'm just kind of closing things we don't need. Alright. Surprisingly enough, I've heard for a lot of people it's the opposite. I get much better performance in Misfits 2020 than I do in 2024. And currently for me, I think 2020 looks better on my system than 2024 does. We might try to do some 2020 over the next couple days, over this weekend, or might try to do some 2024 over this weekend. So, be able to have the comparison. Got your system set up perfect. Oh my gosh, I'm stupid. It was ALF who was asking about how to make his game look nice. I'm terrible at reading. See ya, Delta. Adios. It is a great feeling when you get your system set up and working good. It is a great feeling. It's a rare feeling among those who partake in the flight simulations. Yeah, ALF, I would, if I were you, I would check out Airnaut's channel and see if he has any kind of like settings guides. I know he does them for low end, mid range, and high end. I would take a look there and see what he has going on. All right, let me just double check on.
Traffic Delta 409. We are clear of runway 20, passing 1,800. Left turn out. Last call, New Orleans.
All right, we can roll. Nobody's on the approach. Let's do it. Get some lights on. Maryland traffic, American 2291, taking off runway 20 to be a right turn out on departure. New Orleans traffic. Alright, you get lined up. We're going to do a right turn out on departure, make sure those are set up. Auto throttle's on. Let's grab TCAS over to TARA. And my view is kind of crooked, but we'll roll with it. Chase plane will sort itself out. Throttle's 40. I'm channeling my inner Southwest. I apologize. Alright. Toga. We got a master caution. No, we don't.
Knots.
80 knots checked.
V1.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. I'm gonna do that right turn out once we get 400 feet. I should have set this up before we took off. Heading mode on. This will be a real general turn, just kind of getting us on our flight plan. There's our acceleration. Start working on flaps 1. And flaps up. Get that turn coming. We'll go 300 and then direct to our first waypoint. Toga emotes. Listen, I have... Oh, do I have a Toga emote on Twitch? Regardless, if/when we get to YouTube partnership status or whatever, I'm gonna try to completely redo all the emotes that I have over on Twitch, because those are the only emotes I've ever done. They're kind of all over the place, but I want to refresh if we eventually do get to a point where we can have emotes on YouTube. I'm gonna try to get you guys some fresh ones. Beautiful Mississippi. I don't have a dash cam view set up. Whoa. Yep, over the river. Jump down here and let's go direct to AEX. LNAV. Work on kind of cleaning up the plane a little bit here. Still hand flying. Why don't I have traffic showing up? There we go. Get the weather radar on. Oh, these borers sound so good. Why does it want to take off and your auto throttle is armed, and then you come off the ground, the engines go to idle? What plane are you in? Is it the 737? Or a different plane? I fly 737. So what I do out of habit, you take off your auto throttle, you press a toga button, and the throttles automatically go up to toga, right? What I do out of habit is I push my hardware throttles up to that point as well. So like right now my Honeycomb Bravo throttles are up to like 90% of full power. I don't think I've ever noticed it after takeoff coming back to idle. The only thing I can think of is if your throttles are at idle after you took off. You always do your actual throttles. I've never had that happen to me. I don't know. I wonder if there's any kind of setting in the settings that has to do with the auto throttle overriding physical throttle position or something like that. But if there is, I've never touched it. Settings in that EFB are a pain in the ass to work through, but... What's the name for the toga button? Toga? I don't... If it has a real name, I don't know. Does it say it down here? Auto takeoff and go around. In the settings, I believe I have, it's called takeoff and GA or something like that. In like Microsoft Flight Simulator settings. For auto throttle, takeoff and GA, something like that. You have to like look for it. You can't just search it up. You can't just search up toga. Nothing will come up. I believe it's auto throttle GA. I believe. That's the button I bind for G-Land. Yeah, I can look. Just remind me once we land. I can go in there and look. I'll probably forget. Wish more people flew the 747 like you do. That's something we can definitely do. I will say though, I prefer the Elis 747-200 in X-Plane over the 747 that's in Misfits. It has been a hot minute since we've taken out the 747-800 though. It's been ages. I have this screenshot from November 1st, 2024. I usually try to take a screenshot whenever I'm flying. Seeing if I've got another one of a 747. I do not. Why is that? The Fearless 747-200, it's a much higher fidelity plane than the default 747 in Misfits. And also, something else I'd like about it is, it's an old school, getup. So like, I don't have a screenshot of the cockpit. Of course you don't, Keegan. Why would you have that? 7-200. So it is a steam gauge cockpit. So you're using dials and all that jazz, VOR navigation. You can, in X-Plane you can set it to have the FMC or the INS. I usually don't. I usually just go VOR to VOR with it because I enjoy it. Well, this thing is a very fun plane to fly. It's very heavy on frame rate though. It is expensive, yes. X-Plane add-ons are very expensive. Alright, we're through 18,000, landing lights off, and wing lights off. And everybody, you can go ahead and get up and stuff. I think we're flying through storms at some point, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, add-ons in X-Plane are generally much more expensive than they are in Misfits. And the reason for that is, you know, the developers put in a lot of work. I don't blame them for wanting to make a little bit of money on their work. There's just nowhere near as big of a market for X-Plane as there is for Misfits. So like, we can go to the X-Plane store here and take a look. Let's see, Flight Factor 727, that's a good one. This is a really good add-on. It's $90. So somebody who uses the PMDG 777, I think it costs what, $77? I think it was $77, $73. My point of comparison is going to be the PMDG. I can't justify $90 for a 777. Is the PMDG 777 worth getting? I would wait. So, yes. However, I would wait until the PMDG 777-200ER comes out, because it's going to have a sound overhaul as part of it, and it'll be just a little more updated and such. However, with that being said, the 777-300 is fantastic. I love it. Sounds are kind of on it, in my opinion. But it's still very good, and it will get it'll get the same updates as the 777-200 from PMDG gets. Just the 777-200 is going to have that from the get-go. And I'm a little biased because the 777-200 is my favorite 777. PMDG making a 747? Yes, they are. They're making a 747 100 and a 747-400. So they're going to have an old steam gauge guy and then a updated guy. And for all you who don't know, back in the day, PMDG did have a 747-400 and 747-8 for P3D. So this is a plane that they've made before. They have experience in this realm. They don't sell it on their site anymore because end of life has come for FSX and P3D. But they've been there before. This was one of my favorites in P3D. I absolutely loved this plane. It sounded fantastic. It flew like a dream. Whew. 140 is crazy. We used to pay crazy prices back in the day, all right? PMDG 737 was $140 back in the day. Now, granted, you got the 800 and the 900 for that price. But, yeah, we used to pay crazy prices. All right. Things have gotten a lot cheaper in Flight Sim. Thank God. Any builds A350 in your experience is so nice. It is very nice. I really do enjoy it. Maybe Saturday we could do a long haul. Not like a full long haul, like a medium haul. Cause I gotta go to IKEA Saturday morning, but after that, go whip out the, A350 and do like a medium haul. I do like the A350. I tried to do an overnight long haul on it, and it's, I guess, WASM crashed or something and just started doing circles and burned all the fuel. So it's nice to see that that is still a bug, but I really do enjoy it. And that was something too, like if I wasn't sleeping and I was sitting there at the controls, I would have been able to catch it and correct it before it ran out of fuel and crashed. But yeah. When does it release? I have no idea. I don't think anybody knows. PMDG is very hush-hush about the release dates. Like, the 777-200's coming sometime within the next 3 weeks, I think. Or sometime within the next 2 weeks. Thereabouts, but they usually don't... They don't talk about a release date until you're right there at it. Is there a city update for Dallas? There is. Yep. I have it installed, and I'm hoping that DFW Airport is not a minefield of texture issues that'll crash planes now. I'm hoping it's nice and smooth and looks good and works good and everything like that. Only do long flights on VATSIM, don't really like short flights. I'm generally, the longest flight I'll do on VATSIM is like 3 hours or 4 hours. I did Cross Africa, the Cross Africa event. I think that's a stream that's up on YouTube still. We did it in the MD-11. I think that was the longest flight I'd done on VATSIM ever. But, not the longest flight I've done ever, but the longest flight I've done on VATSIM. Usually I stick to the hour and a half, 2 hour mark. We're gonna do some shorter flights this weekend. If we do a medium hull on Saturday with the A350, we'll probably do all day Sunday though. We're gonna be redoing our office, moving stuff around. So I'm going to IKEA's. I'm getting a new desk I have kind of like an L desk thing going on. So I'm gonna make it work so I can actually use my MacBook to edit videos and crap. Because right now I can't really get my chair over to it. We're redoing our office on Sunday. I think I am gonna try to stream Sunday though, and I think we'll pull out the X-Crafts ERJ 135. We're gonna do something completely different. We're gonna do little bitty short flights on VATSIM. I got this thing, ERJ 145. Is it compatible with X-Plane 12? Kinda.
Ready to land 5 miles. On runway 11.
Is it very good? Not really. However, it's very fun to fly. So when I've been flying offline, I've been flying this thing. It's so fun to fly. So we'll be doing some, sometime this weekend we'll do some hops in this bad boy. It's such a fun plane to fly. I think I'm still on... Yeah, let's go to Unicom. Coming up on the cruise. We'll be cruising in the kind of upper level clouds here. Would I play modded Minecraft? Let me tell you what. Absolutely, and I do. Currently I use... Let me just pull up Modrons real quick. I'll show you what I use. I'm using Better Adventures Plus Expanded on Modron. The YouTuber whose mod pack this is, Flow State, absolutely love his videos. They're like the perfect chill. I'm trying to do some work or whatever. I'll just throw on one of his videos in the background. I'm not really into Minecraft YouTube, I'll be honest. I'm 27 years old. I'm not really the target market. However, this guy's videos, Flow State, are great. I like his mod pack. This one, his actual mod pack doesn't work on my computer, but this one's just kind of an expanded redone of his mod pack, and it's fantastic. I love it. So I do play modded Minecraft a little bit. In one at 100%. Oh, depending on the circumstances, it can get up above 100%. Which is kind of mind-boggling, because I don't think it's supposed to do that, but it does. My favorite thing about Chicago Midway Airport in the sim is full power takeoffs. See 737 get up to 100% N1 on takeoff. Lots of power, more power. All right, let me get... I don't know what playlist we're listening to. Oh, you guys can't even hear it. You're on YouTube. Sorry. As it doesn't make a difference for you all. YouTube will copyright strike me into the ground if I play music. Y'all over on Twitch though. I don't know what playlist we're listening to, but it's just a random playlist I found. So hopefully there's some bangers in here. Let's go ahead and get set up for our arrival. We can go ahead and get that planned out a little bit. Especially if we don't have any ATC. We can just take our time getting it all set up and everything. Yep, no ATC. We all have ground. We do have ATIS. Visual approaches... Yeah, no. The ATIS on... Oh wait, that's Dallas. I'm such an idiot. Never mind. Ha ha ha. Alright, where are we parking? C14. Going to Terminal C, which is going to plant us on the right side of the airport. So we want to land runway 17 center. I don't think that's how they plan in real life what runway they're going to use. I think it's just assigned, because I have totally landed at DFW and then taxied for 30 minutes before. But for our purposes, it'll be fine. We'll take it from Bossy. We can just turn around and get on the ILS and be good from there. 17 center, Bossy. We're taking the Beery 3 from Peanuts. Get that in. That should look good. I'll have our top of descent calculate here before too terribly long. Is it in there? Yeah, it is. Top of descent's in there. So that should be good. What do I do for work? I work in a... I describe it as a mailroom with extra steps. I can't go into too much detail about it because I did sign an NDA. Don't you love it when somebody tells you something, they're like, well, I can't tell you anymore because NDA. But I did sign an NDA. But I describe it as a mailroom with extra steps. Paper pushing. I'm a paper pusher. I tried to branch out into retirement. And they had me on phone lines 7 hours a day. And I was like, nope. And I went back to the mailroom. It's like, I cannot do that. No, 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 no. All right, what am I doing down here? I'm looking for descent, forecast, request winds, and then we'll do some cinematic mode since we have chase plane at our disposal. I also got to go bring in my Walmart order. It's just sitting outside my door right now. I'm a spy? Oh man, I wish. That'd be fun. Alright. I'll leave you guys with some cinematics. I'm gonna go bring in my order, and I'll be right back. All right, hello. Oh, there we go. Walmart order is in. My Dr. Peppers have pterodactyl on them. It's kind of cool. Let's see, what is this Beyond Depth mod? Wow. Go back to cinematic mode. Installing. Baloney. Alright, what do we got? Beyond depth. What did I get from Walmart? I got Dr. Pepper Zero Sugars. I got cat litter for the cat. I got bread. And I got milk. Pretty basic. Alright, what's this mod pack got? Adventure and Exploration mod pack optimized with 400 plus mods designed for players seeking new challenges. Unique structures, enhanced combat, pet systems, building contraptions. The pack caters to various playstyles. World overhaul with new biome structured, revamped nether and end. Do you like the sound of that? Dimensions, Undergarden, dark subterranean world, rot spawn, deeper and darker dimension. Features diverse biomes alongside ancient structures and mysterious blocks. Voidscape. Combat and progression, challenging mods and bosses. And securing combat mechanics, quality of life, waystones. A minimap has the create mod. I've been meaning to try out the create mod, I just haven't. Visual tweaks. Cool. Can I save? I'll just have to come back to it, I think. See if I can make a note. Alright, beyond depth. Curse Forge. I'll have to look into it. We'll see. Always open to trying new stuff. Not a huge Minecrafter. Kinda in my 2-week Minecraft phase, I'll be honest. But along with that, what I've been playing the past few days like heck is the Oblivion remaster. I never really played Elder Scrolls Oblivion for more than like 2 hours, so for me, it's like a brand new Elder Scrolls game. I am enjoying the heck out of it. What did I get from Walmart? Oh, I already answered that. Boring stuff. Nothing interesting. Nothing too interesting. I hate to disappoint. Let's make it to ice cream. Anything with cookie dough. I guess just cookie dough ice cream. See, I got a new notebook. So I started looking for a good, like, note-taking notebook to have at my desk. And, the first one I found was the Grove Made notebook. Now, if you all didn't know that this existed, Let me show you this thing. GroveMade makes notebooks. So you can get the leather notebook for $100. Right? Or if you want the bigger one, it's $150 for a notebook. Now, there is another one. Hold on. This, I thought was cool. This notepad. Right? I like it. How much is this notepad? Well, you get the black one for 110 bucks. If you want the brass one, it's going to cost you $220. So I promptly saw that and said no. And got a different notebook. But it stinks because nobody has made a knockoff of this notebook yet. I really do like the design. But yeah, everything these guys make, I'm sure it's all high quality, but holy shit is it expensive. Like desk mats for $200. Wild. But if you go on YouTube and you look up, hey, cool desk setup ideas, every single YouTuber is gonna be like, and I was graciously gifted this desk by GroveMade. I highly recommend them. Like, brother, that's a $1,500 desk. That's tall order. I ain't paying that for a desk, especially when IKEA exists, right? This tabletop that I'm on right now was like 35 bucks, and it works perfectly fine. For a notebook, it better have some cool stuff in it. It does not. It just has a really cool design. Want to show plane spotting photos? Oh, okay. I'm down. For sure. But instead I got this notebook. It's gonna be my new VATSIM notebook. The last time we were on VATSIM with ATC, I realized I don't have a notebook. I like writing physical notes for like ETC stuff and whatever, so I got a notebook. Also got this really cool metal pen by Zebra. Wasn't crazy expensive either. Because GroveMade makes pens too, but they're like 70 bucks. I'm not paying 70 bucks for a pen. Pen feels pretty good to write with. Use text chat and VATSIM. Yeah. I'd say that's probably the best way to take VATSIM notes, since it's just already built in with VATSIM. You can just type them in there. I don't know. I prefer physical writing. A slower writer, so you use typing. That's fair. I don't think I'm a necessarily slow typer. I don't know. For me, it just comes down to personal preference. I said for the past few times we've been on VATSIM, I've been typing in the little notes section on here. typing them in here. But I don't know. I like the physical feel of writing. Is my Discord not running? Oh, of course. I thought I had Discord open. Well, my buddies is asking me about a PC build. It's 870. Is it Al's? It is not. Butterfly would be done by now. It is taking longer than I thought it would, but I'm okay with that. I'm still awake. I'm not sleeping yet. All right, what do we think? Obviously, Ryzen 9800X 3D is good. What do we think of this build? This is a buddy of mine. He's upgrading his PC. So we got a 7900X. I'm going to recommend that he guns for the 9800X 3D. Well, actually, with what he's doing, the price. Hey, he can do what he wants with his money. All right. The thing I am questioning is 48 gigabytes of RAM. I've never heard of that. I think I'm gonna say you should bump up to 64 gigs. I don't know if 48 gigs of RAM is going to play nice with Ryzen. I actually don't know on that. BV. That's what I'm checking, Marcelo. Other than that, X870 looks fine. 5070 looks fine. Case looks fine. 850 might be a little low on the power supply. But air cooling, fine. Team Group T-Force. Well, case is all personal preference. If you say the 3500X case, I would say Fractal. Any of the Fractal airflow cases, that would be my suggestion. But all in all, I mean, case is subjective. I don't think people make too big of a deal out of the case. I'll be able to send a picture. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. Here's gonna be my suggestion. It is for gaming, so I'm gonna say 7800 X3D or 9800 X3D. Switch out the processor. Motherboard's fine. I'm gonna have him do his research to make sure 48 gigs of RAM is good, but I'm gonna suggest 64 gigs of RAM. 5070, perfectly fine. Case is fine. My thing with the power supply is I don't really trust thermal take. 850 might be fine. Let's do this. Let's just throw together a build real quick. 9800 X3D. What is it? Pure Rock Pro 3. Sure, chuck that thing on here. Motherboard. X870 Steel Legend. Corsair Dominator. Yeah, I would say Corsair RAM might be the way to go. Corsair or G.Skill. That's really who I like with RAM. Let's go Corsair, G.Skill, DDR5, and we want 2x32, so 64 gigs. Also, the price he's paying for that, it's 140. $200. 5200 is going to be a little low. Let's throw in... What are our clock speeds? Cast latency 30. I want to get that as low as possible. G.Skill flare. Let's just check in. Let's just chuck in. 189. We'll chuck in this guy. Sure. Storage. We want a Samsung drive. I can guarantee that right off the rip. Yeah, 50, 70. Do inland, and I don't. The only branded drive I use for boot drives is Samsung. I had also inland. Isn't that a Micro Center brand? So that is a good point. Isn't that the Micro Center's brand? If he has a Micro Center, I can throw that out. Like, you could go to Micro Center and see what options they have for inland drives, but make sure you let them know that it's going to be a boot drive so they can point you to one that's good as a boot drive. Let's throw in a 5070. I don't think it really matters. He's got ZOTAC Gaming Solid, whatever. That guy. Case doesn't matter. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just send him this list. So I'll try to get everything together. Magforge 112R. Oh shit, we blew past top of descent. Haha. Got distracted with PC building and... Hello. Get some speed brakes out to help with this descent. I'll try to pick this up at Penny at 5,000. Autopilot, what are you doing? Go to VNAV. No, what are you doing? What are you doing, plane? Figure it out. Figure it out. Personal build, 2 terabyte. I think I have a 1 terabyte Samsung in mine. It's my boot drive. Or 5. Wow, I only have a 500 gigabyte boot drive? I'm gonna upgrade that. I'm gonna upgrade that soon. To be fair, this drive's like 4 or 5 years old. It works fine. I thought I had a terabyte. No wonder I'm running out of space on my C drive all the time. I am all SSDs. So my flight sims, they're on a NVMe. I have a games drive, which is 2 terabytes. And that's just a SATA SSD. I do have a hard drive for back when I had ortho, but now it just kind of stores random crap on it. Okay. We're back on profile. Plane's descending. Let's finish this build and then we'll get back to the flight. All right. Power supply. He said he wants to future proof, so we're going to go with a 1000 watt power supply. This can be another thing that he can check if he has a Micro Center, check for the Micro Center brand. I've only ever bought Micro Center brand power supplies. But let's chuck in a let's say for future proofing, let's just go ahead and bite the bullet and get the 1000 watt. So you have some room to grow down the road. So we'll throw in a RM1000. That'll work. Operating system doesn't matter. Okay. Let me send this over to him. What is the link for a 125 SSD? Is that the link for a 125 SSD? What do you mean? X3D. I see the link. Did you send it on Discord? YouTube might not have sent. I don't see that. I don't see the link on YouTube. All right. I told him with that in mind, because it is for gaming. Bump it up to the Ryzen 7 9800X3D. It is the best gaming processor at the moment. Told him to double check and make sure that Ryzen plays nice with 48 gigabytes of RAM, but I'd say I'd go ahead and bump it to 64. That's my next upgrade myself is going to be, I only have 32 gigs of RAM right now. I'm going to bump it up to 64. Also say bump to a 1000 watt PSU just for future proofing. Send a friend request, you're going to DM. Okay, sounds good. Boom, accepted. Yeah, I don't know what's up with YouTube and links. All right. I don't know. On Twitch, I believe I have it set up to not allow links because once upon a time I got sent some not good stuff. I'm gonna just send this link to him. All right, I let him know. I sent him the link to that SSD. All right, we're flying planes. Done with computer stuff. Let's get set up for this arrival. All right, I can crank the sound up again. Check in our Dallas-Fort Worth weather. We're going to go off the real ATIS. Winds are 140 at 3. We're landing south, so that'll be fine. Altimeter is 2994. And get that plugged in, and if we jump down here, we're gonna go ahead and do my favorite thing to do in a Boeing, which is set up the range rings so you can tell how far away you are from the runway. Landing on the wrong side? What do you mean? It's an active runway we're taking. Won't be near it. Alright. For Marcelo. Switch over to 18 right. It'll be a longer taxi. Oh, you're talking arriving only north. Yeah, we'll switch over to 18 right. Add that in. From Ickle. Let's get this plugged in down here. Arrival, 18 right. Let's say, they're changing us. Changing us here. Alright. That's plugged in, good to go. Our ILS for 18 right, 111.9. We'll just do a Cat 1 arrival, so we only need it in one spot. 176. You're welcome. 176, that should be good there, that should be good there. Our minimums are 807. Scrolling simulator. And I went right past it. $807, that's in, good to go. Auto brake 1 should be fine. You know what's funny? What's funny? What's so funny? Let's grab CTAF for DFW. 126. 0.55. Swapping over to CTAF. We should be good. It's also a plane on the arrival that is going from New Orleans to Dallas at the same time. It should be American 2291. Oh, landed an hour ago. Never mind. You talking real world? Or in VATSIM? I say the real American 2291 landed about an hour ago. It said Orlando. Oh. Oh, you had your time pulled back. Gotcha. All right, there is the right side. So that is Dallas. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Hold on. Oh. Look at that. We can't zoom in. We can't zoom in too much, okay? Because then everything's gonna look like triangles. I think it looks pretty dang good down there. Now, granted, we haven't flown into Dallas in a while. Hey, what's going on, Alice? How you doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. I feel like from this altitude, though, you're not really going to see, like, the city update stuff. You have to get down, like, right next to it. But this is what I'm on about over here. I want to see if Dallas DFW Airport's good. I'd like to have Dallas as an option of a place to fly. All right, 210 knots. We do have somebody behind us. I thought. This guy's just booking it as fast as possible. We might be worth the bumper speed up a little bit just in case. We'll get some power. We'll get some burners on. Air France 1132. LF. Is that Paris? Is that Paris Orly? LFPO. Yeah. Does Air France fly that? I would figure they would go from Charles de Gaulle. LFPO. OTHH. They don't hire. Well, that's the thing. Hey, listen. That's the thing with Flight Sim. You can do whatever the hell you want. That's what's up. So the stream preview on your For You page heading to bed. Hey, I appreciate you stopping in and saying hi. I hope you have a great night's sleep and a great Friday tomorrow. And we roll into the weekend. Boom, boom, boom. We're almost at the end.
624 descending through 12000 on the Berry 3 inbound for Dallas 177 for West.
DFW traffic, American 2291s descending through 10,000 on the Berry 3, coming in for the ILS 18 rights for downwind from the ILS for DFW. Wow, that was an all over the place call. Listen, I got off work a couple hours ago. Listen, alright. Talking is hard. Alice, you have a good night. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Set the time to normal? I want to be able to see. Once we get down on the ground, we can see what the night lighting looks, but right now I wanna be able to see. All right, let's go ahead and go flight level change. Night arrivals into DFW. I think it probably would look pretty good, wouldn't it? If it was Misfits 2024, it would look really good. Actually, I don't think I want to go descending that quick. I wish I knew what this guy over here was doing. Coming in for Raleigh, from Raleigh. I think we're headed for a head-on here. We might just kind of hang out where we're at. 90 degrees to my left. Somewhere over there. This general vicinity. This is to my left. You mean my other left? Over here? More up. Well, we're about to make a left-hand turn here in a sec. Left from my position now. Somewhere within the screen. Maybe. Nice. I think we're gonna get a traffic alert here in a sec. He might slip just behind us, this other traffic. I haven't heard him on CTAF at all, so technically I'm in the right. Oh yeah, he's gonna slip right behind us. And the Super 80, look at that thing. Woo! Here goes that mad dog. Shoo!
Forward traffic,
See ya.
2624 descending through 8,200 downwind on the Berry 3. We'll be making a left base for runway 17 center forward.
Alright, we'll go heading. It's going old school. I love that plane. DFW traffic, American 2291, turning left base for runway 18 right. Descending through 5,000 for the ILS 18 right. Fourth traffic. And we need to keep going down to 4,000. Start our speed coming back to our flaps up speed. A nice slow casual descent.
2609 about 15 miles to 17 center modified base for final DFW.
My friend says thank you for that NVMe drive link. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this turn coming. I didn't do a very good base there, but you know what? It's fine. Oh, I need to 111.9. That's what I put in, right? Yeah, 111.9. We should have our ILS coming in relatively soon here. Be able to grab that. Keep this turn coming. We'll do just like a real shallow join onto the ILS. The great thing about not having ATC, you can do whatever you want.
24 left base for 177 forward.
Why are we not getting... Getting concerned here. We're not getting a, our ILS isn't coming on. EFIS mode, nav freak, disagree. I have to set a mode? 111.9, 111.9. Are you gonna make me do this? This shouldn't be required. Wow, you're gonna make me do that. Okay. Alright, just kidding. We're doing a Cat 3 approach. Alright, approach armed. We're lined up at the right runway. Everything is looking good. Let's go ahead and go flaps 5. How do you get those lines? I'll show you here in a sec. So we are 15 miles from the runway. Oh, approach VREF not selected. I forgot to do that. Nice. If you go into your screen or your FMC, you go to fix. You can put in your runway, and I just grabbed the runway from the legs page. You can put in your runway, and then I do /5, /10, and /15, and it makes range rings around the airport at those distances. So you can just at a glance, you can see how far away you are. Airports or your homes about to be on your left. It's to the left. I'm looking left. It's gonna be somewhere down there, or because I did the same thing last time, somewhere over here. The big building. Don't dox yourself now. Don't dox yourself. Alright, flaps 10, it's gonna help with our angle of attack. Should see some traffic out here. Believe that's gonna be the MD-80 down there on final. Right there. And then we should have another guy. Nope, that's an airport. I don't know. Should just be right in front of us. I don't know, whatever. Dallas Love. Yeah, there's lots of airports around here. All right. Forgot to turn on the landing lights. Good job.
2,500.
2,500 checked. Drop outside. Gear down. Oh yeah. Flaps 15 coming in. That should be very last second. Yeah, Founders Plaza is going to be right up next to the airport. We're getting closer. 147, so we'll aim for 152. No, we'll try this. I'm going to try to get a replay working. We'll try to do a replay. It's very hit or miss these days, but we'll try to give it a shot. See if it works. Let me get Sky Dolly open. Alright, recording. Flaps 30. My throttles. Those lined up there. That should be good. My airplane. We are cleared to land. There's no ATC, so don't need to worry about that. How you doing, Andrew? Hope you're doing well. Just in time for the first banger in a while onto a Dallas-Fort Worth runway. Yeah, I hope it's fixed. I hope it's looking good. Hopefully there's not all sorts of weird jaggies going on. Should be Founders Plaza right there. There you go.
500.
We're a little fast. Power back. Looks bad. We're still loading in. We'll see it on the replay.
Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Ooh.
20. 10.
On greaser. Or floater. Oh. Perfect. Reverse. Boom. Couldn't have asked for a better landing into DFW. Alright, we're taking it down to... Well, we're slowing down quicker than I thought we would. We are going to take one of the taxiway bridges because we're going over to Terminal C. So, hopefully we don't fall through the bridge. So we'll jump up here and then we'll jump over on taxiway, it looks like Bravo? We'll jump on Alpha. Alright, flaps up, speed brakes in. DFW traffic, American 2291, clear of 18 right, crossing 18 left, and taxiing to the gate via Alpha Lima. DFW traffic. This is a speedy turn. Looks like we're good over there to go ahead and cross. All right. We got the taxiway bridges up here. We'll see what happens. See if we fall through. Some lights cleaned up. We'll go ahead and get the APU started so I don't have to think about it later. Transponder set correctly. Oh no, are there trees in the taxiway? Oh lordy. You know, I'm no airport expert, right? I don't think there's trees in the taxiway over the bridge at Dallas. I'll say all the times I've been to DFW, I don't remember there being trees on these bridges. Oh, lordy. Aside from that, these bridges seem a lot better than they were in the previous scenery. That's for sure. Don't worry, we're shaving those trees off for the ground crew. Listen, wing versus tree. Easy, taken care of. How do you get those different panels on your center pedestal? Is it a setting? It must be. This panel right here I have never seen before until I downloaded this livery and used it. So it has to be some kind of setting within the FMC. This guy I haven't seen before. So it's gotta be somehow, it's gotta be some kind of setting in the FMC. I haven't really explored the FMC and the settings that are in there. But I figure it has to be some kind of setting in there. Alright, we'll jump over onto Lima. Is this PMDG? It is the PMDG. It's the PMDG 737. Since we're going to do a replay, we're not going to bother with GSX, but we will get over to the correct terminal to park. It's all American anyway, except for this terminal right here. So we'll be fine. You know, this American livery, I hated it when it first came out. It's really grown on me. I think the old silver livery is better still. When they first brought out this livery, man, I hated it. Now I don't think it's that bad. Now United's on my hate list. Alright, we'll make a turn here at Kilo 8. We'll just jump into one of these gates here. Then we won't shut the plane down. We'll get reconfigured for landing so that the replay looks somewhat decent. Fingers crossed, hopefully. Send a screenshot? Alright, we'll take a look here. Just get parked up here. C21. This is kind of the X-Plane style cheating to get on the line. There we go. Parking brake set. APU. It doesn't really matter because we're going to reconfigure for landing anyway. But we can take a couple seconds here and take a look at the scenery. It looks like Dallas-Fort Worth. I will say we did not fall through the bridge, which was very nice. I would say let's jump over to Terminal D, but I don't think the camera's going to go fast enough to get over there within a decent time. See the Skylink going on. Favorite part of DFW. Get there. Whenever I'm in Dallas, I always get there early before the flight so I can kind of go around, look at the planes on the Skylink. As it goes around everything. Kind of fun. Can I speed up the camera? I can, but I don't really want to because the way the settings work in Chase Plane. It speeds up everything. All the cameras. Yeah. I think this is much better than spending $30 on DFW scenery. I think so anyway. Alright. Stop the recording and then we'll go in here. Get this thing set up for landing again. Oh, keybind for Toga. Let's take a look. Now we'll disconnect from VATSIM as well so we can do the replay. If I go in here, search by input. There it is. Auto throttle to GA. There's your keybind for it. Auto throttle to GA. All right. Flaps are set to 30. We'll get the landing lights on. I think that's really all we need to do. Spoilers I'm not going to worry about because they'll work for the first replay and not work again. So I'm just not going to worry about it. There won't be any spoilers. There we go. Just a little bit closer. The sounds aren't going to work very good either. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. And for y'all over on Twitch, you get some landing music. Sorry, folks on YouTube, you don't. 'Cause I'll get copyright striked into the ground. So there is Founders Plaza there. Oh shit. Pause. It doesn't look too great. But you know, it's better than nothing, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna back it up a little bit. I won't pause it this time. Could have done a little better. Yeah. I mean, for a free scenery, I won't fault them too bad. I appreciate them after 5 years fixing the damn taxiways. Free? Yeah, the city update is free. It's a free update. Alright, let's try to drag this back without the plane crashing. Send you a link? There's no link for it. It's in the marketplace. Search up City Update 10 and install it from there. There's no link for it. You get it from the Misfits marketplace. It does count. It does. The sim does come with DFW scenery. This update fixes it. So like the taxiways is a big one. The taxiways were all sorts of broken prior. I'm surprised the spoilers are working on the replay. I guess it's been a while since we've done a replay in Misfits. Maybe it works nicer now. It's not a real tower view. And we'll try it. Can I switch the tower? Will Chase Plane let me do that? Airports, DFW. It's the wrong tower. Pay no attention to the whatever the hell's happening with the scenery back there. Don't worry about it. It's not important. It was a very smooth landing. All right with that. I'll take those when I can get them. Because a lot of times it's just slamming into the ground. Is this a runway view? Oh, lagging a little bit. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Hang on, run that back one more time. Very nice. All right, one more. Oh, hello.
Too low. Terrain.
One more, then we're gonna call it a night.
Too low. Terrain.
What is this number? See what cinematic mode has to say. Very nice. Oh, that's going to be the perfect view for the touchdown, too. Boom. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Little late. Do you see how much runway we have here, Marcelo? Little late. Get out of here. Listen. All right. It wouldn't be a Keegan Toga stream without missing the touchdown zone, okay? I'm not that good, all right? I'm actually not that good at all. I just got lucky, okay? So we got plenty of runway, all right? You know how the A350 has brake to vacate? That was land to vacate, all right? Land to vacate. So we landed longer because we wanted to vacate at Echo 7. That was pre-planned, all right? We don't have any brake to vacate. Alrighty, y'all. That is going to do it for me tonight. I appreciate you all hanging out for this really late stream. I apologize. I slept through the stream that was scheduled for this morning. I will try to not do that again. But there won't be a stream tomorrow night. There will be streams Saturday and Sunday, though. So Saturday, I think the tentative plan is to maybe try to get in like a medium hull with the A350. If we are able to swing that, we'll do it in Misfits 2024. And pray to the flight sim gods that the sim works okay. I don't know if there's going to be a pack group flight tomorrow night. But if there is, we might do a medium haul into wherever that flight's leaving from so we can do them back to back. And then Sunday, I'm going to try to do a stream and we're going to be over on X-Plane 12. We'll whip out the Embraer 145 and do something that's completely different. Completely different from what we normally do. Little bitty teeny tiny hops to small airports that nobody's ever heard of. But yeah, with that, if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't already, please subscribe and like the stream. I don't ask for it at all during the stream, so now is my time to do it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. No stream tomorrow, but we'll see you Saturday, Sunday, and one of my goals is to get a stream schedule together because my work schedule is getting solidified, so I'll be able to do that. So be able to let you guys know, so I can plan ahead and I can stop sleeping through morning streams. Anyway, you all have a fantastic night. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for hanging out. And I was going to send over some photos. You said you'd sent me a screenshot. So let's... Oh! A350. Look at that. Look at that. Such a clean jet. Such a clean jet. Alrighty, y'all. I will catch you all later. You stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later.